I can't play the actual Strictly intro for my intro. At least not by itself. I guess I'll just do this. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Strictly Come Dancing, the unofficial podcast. Happy to have you here. For those who might not know, my name is Turtle Boy. You can call me Turtle, and I am coming at you live from my super secret recording location, that of course being the middle of a thunderstorm. That is not a joke. If you hear thunder in this recording at all, I'm sorry. It is storming out, so I cannot control the weather. It's Blackpool week! We have made it to the week ever of Strictly from any series. I am so hype. Blackpool week is so iconic and fun. I mentioned last time how I was going to have some trouble ranking these because they're all very good. And sure enough, I did. I didn't have as much trouble as I thought I would, but, still had a little bit of difficulty thinking, do I really like this one over this one, all that. So, let's just get into it. Blackpool week, the iconic, and it starts with
Dancing Theatre Jazz for their couple's choice. Graham Swan and Oti Mabuse.
It is insane how boring this is. It is insane that a Blackpool routine is this boring. I literally doze off every single time I have to watch this. This is not it. How do you do this boring of a routine at Blackpool? And it's a theater jazz? How is this bland? Like, it's trying to be theatric, and I guess it's cute, but also is it? It's, like, cute in the way where it's like, oh, that's cute. That was a nice try, I guess. Like, God, this is boring. I wrote theater snooze more like, I'm sorry, this is just lame. Like, it's, oh my God. It could have been great. It could have been. It is not. It is not great. This got a 7 from Craig, an 8 from Darcy, an 8 from Shirley, and a 9 from Bruno. And I'm just like, what is no. A 9? A 9? I almost fell asleep. That is not a 9. No. The only thing saving this is that it reminds me of Mary Poppins. Thank you. Let's please move on.
Dancing the American Smooth. Kate Silverton and Aliash Skorianis.
This one is also fine. Like, it's better than Graham and Odie's, that's for sure. But is it that much better? Yeah, I guess kind of. Anything would have been better than that snooze fest. Sorry. The lift, the way they just lift Kate up and she's literally just, like, floating. She's not floating. There's people holding her up. But the lift was still really cool. That kept me invested. That definitely saved it. That made it a lot more interesting. And I like how the prop that they used, being the hot air balloon, kind of connected to the last routine. And they brought this up briefly in the episode. But, like, the last routine, they did a quick step that was wedding themed. And then this is like their honeymoon at Blackpool. And what a great place to spend your honeymoon. In Blackpool week. I do think it is always a shame when you get a slow dance for Blackpool, because Blackpool is such like an extravagant, fun week that to have a slow dance, it's just kind of like, oh man, you just have to dance really slow. Like it's not as interesting. Where when you have like a cha-cha or a samba or a jive or a Charleston, you have so much to work with because you can make it so fun and extravagant and amazing. And it's just like American Smooth is like, oh, you have the most plain piece of paper routine to do at Blackpool. That just sucks. It is still very cute. I do like it. It's not bad, but it is just kind of there. This got a 7 from Craig, a 7 from Darcy, an 8 from Shirley, and an 8 from Bruno. I think that is actually the perfect score to give this one. A perfect 30, nothing more, nothing less.
Dancing the Macedonia. Feitosa and Giovanni Fenici.
Feitosa, I love you, but this was just not for me, and I don't really know why. I've never really been a fan of this passo, and I cannot point to the reason as to why that is. Like, it's good. It has great tone. It's got the props. They literally set things on fire at the beginning of the routine. Like, they rotate her, they flip her around so aggressively. She has that snappy, aggressive movement. Like, I don't know what I don't like about it. Or not that I don't like that, but it's just like not anything special for me. Like, it's just there, and I don't really know why that's the case. I don't know. To be honest, I just like Diane's pass out of the same song better. Like, when she did it with Tyler West in Series 20. Yeah, Series 20. I just like that one better, and I think that's part of the reason why this one is just like, oh, it's the song Diane danced to that I like more, and this one is just here. The props are cool, don't get me wrong. I do like how they integrated the background dancers, but it's just alright for me. And I'm sorry about that. What are the scores for this one? A 9 from Craig, a 9 from Darcy, and a 10 from Shirley and from Bruno. I mean, I can understand the hype. I'm just not on that hype train. I'm sorry, Fatozer. You know I love you. I really do. But this one was just not for me.
Dancing for Samba, Charles Venn and Karen Clifton.
Bruno and Craig's faces when they watch this is hysterical. They are loving this. They are loving every second. This is good fun. It's just a nice samba. The theming was really great for Blackpool, and I think the theming was really great for everyone's routine this year for Blackpool. I think that everyone had great theming. Some routines I don't understand the theming for at Blackpool, where it's like, okay, you either have to have like a beach boardwalk theme or an old-timey dance theme. You cannot have like futuristic or like modern day. Like, this is not the place for that. No, it either has to be, the phone is ringing. If you're gonna do modern day, you have to do modern day beach. Like, this is honestly giving Barbie movie, and that's great. It worked well for this. He is dancing just as well as the other male pros. Bruno was right to say that. Charles, you're slaying. You look great. This was such a good time. Just good all the way around. This got a 9 from Craig, a 9 from Darcy, and a 10 from Shirley and Bruno to tie with Faye and Giovanni for their Paso Doble. Look at that. And I put them back to back. That is so interesting. Dang. I was real for that, I think.
Dancing for Salsa, Stacey Dooley and Kevin Clifton.
The thing about Blackpool this year is that it's not even like all of these routines are like perfect, amazing, perfect. It's just that they're all so solid and just like really good that it's hard for me to rank them. Like, a lot of these I'm just like, that was pretty good. That's all I have to say. I liked it. It was pretty good, but I don't know how I feel about them in comparison to each other. It was very interesting. So like for this one, this is a solid samba. This is just really good. Just like Charles and Karen's was really good, and just like Faye and Giovanni's was really good, but I prefer Diane's. Stacey struggled to get into the right hold after that spin, but that was really the only error that I noticed. I like the beat, the do 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 do. It's like kind of retro and 8-bit. I looked up the song afterwards, hoping it had the same beat, because sometimes I alter songs on Strictly, and it did. And in the playlist it went. The prop at the start was cool, although was it necessary? I don't know, but it was cool. You always got to have a fun big prop at Blackpool. So yes, it was great. I love how they made Stacey the center focus of this, even with the backup dancers and with Kevin there. Like, Kevin literally became a backup dancer, and Stacey was front. This was about her, as it should be. No one does it like Dooley. Like, yes, that was amazing. Although you could tell she was getting kind of tired as it went on. I felt like her face kind of started falling. I was like, no, Stacey, keep up the character. You're doing great. And I just wish that the moments where she was the star were just a bit more exciting. Like, everyone was kind of doing the same thing in kind of like a pyramid or triangle type pattern where she was at the front. Kind of like how bowling pins are set up, which is how they were set up. And everyone was doing the same thing. I just kind of wish that it was more exciting, or a bit more variety was in there. I don't know. I wish something about it was different, although I'm not exactly sure what. This opened the episode. It got a 7 from Craig, an 8 from Darcy, a 9 from Shirley, and a 9 from Bruno. This didn't get a 10? That is surprising. Stacey, I would have given you a 9. I'll be honest, I wouldn't have given that a 10. But it was still really good, okay?
Dancing the Argentine Tango, Lauren Steadman and AJ Pritchard.
I just noticed on rewatch of this routine, Argentine tangos at Blackpool never have backup dancers. And I don't really know where that is. I guess where would you fit them in, you know? Argentine tango is such like an intimate 2-person dance. It's like, how could you really fit in backup dancers? Maybe just to have them stand there and be like, ooh, ah. I would do that. I love Argentine tangos. I could easily do that. Anyway, another week of Lauren being undermarked. This happens every single week. She is always undermarked. The only issue I could see with this Argentine tango is maybe the lack of tension and kind of intimacy with the two of them. And maybe it needed to be a little bit more snappy in her movements. But that is it. That is it. This is another routine that was made out to look like some kind of disaster just happened, when I honestly thought this was really good. This was a really difficult dance. There were a lot of moves in there that were very hard to pull off, and I think she did really, really well for what it was. Only thing I think I would say, again, is just maybe to be a bit more snappy, but that's it. It was a kind of out-of-character Argentine tango in the way that it had all those difficult lifts and tricks. But that doesn't mean it was bad. Every single comment on this video when I was rewatching it was just undermarked. And I agree. Lauren, you're always undermarked. I will always agree with someone saying Lauren Steadman is undermarked, because she always is. The beat, oh my gosh, the beat in this is so good. I love me an intense, loud-ass beat. I will always love a loud-ass beat that is super intense, and the lighting matches, and they do it on beat. Oh, especially in an Argentine tango, oh my gosh, yes. It will always be a slay. So this got a 5. This got a 5, and I hate that. This isn't a 5. This is not a 5. It's not. I need to check back on what Kate and Aliash's Argentine tango got in the last episode. That was not in the last episode. Sorry. That was in episode 7 or week 7. This got a 4. This was ranked... What? I don't know if I trust Craig's ranking of Argentine tangos. He's clearly wrong. I mean, we'll see that very obviously later. Sorry. I'll save that rant for when we get there. So this got a 5, which is wrong. A 6 from Darcy, and 2 7s from Shirley and from Bruno. I don't get that. I don't get that. An 8 at least. Like, what? I never understand Argentine tango comments. I never get it. Have me score all the Argentine tangos, okay? Then they'll get the right scores.
Dancing with Jive, Ashley Roberts and Pasha Cobble.
The emotional bias one, again, I'm sorry, but this is in second. And do I even have to say anything? This is literally one of the most iconic jives in the show's history. It was voted into the top, I think, 25 or 30 most iconic Strictly routines of all time. This is just incredible. This is amazing. Like, this is so... It's perfect. It's literally perfect. The speed, the kicks, the tables, when they jump up on the tables, and then the backup dancers pull the cloth out from under their feet while they're dancing. They're so in sync with each other. The energy is amazing. I love how the little table says, Pashley's Place. Make it a real place. I will buy out the whole restaurant for my birthday. Like, yes. This was hard to put in second, I'm not gonna lie. Like, in my heart, I knew, like, this one is better than the one we have left. But my emotional bias was too strong. It reigns supreme always. So, Pashley Jive did have to go here instead. But this is iconic. It is incredible. It is perfection. It is the jive ever, dare I say. It's amazing. I really don't have to say anything at all because everyone knows how iconic this jive is, but, you know, I had to say something. This closed the episode, and this got the first 40 of the series. The first perfect score. A 10 from Craig, from Darcy, from Shirley, and from Bruno. A perfect score for a perfect jive. Yes, what a fantastic way to close this episode. Like, oh my gosh. I love Blackpool Week. God, I love Blackpool Week.
Dancing the Quickstep, Joe Sugg and Diane Buswell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Quickstep time here at the Blackpool Tower.
This has every ingredient to be in first for me. It's Joanne, it's a Quickstep, and it's at Blackpool. It doesn't get much better than this. I don't know what to tell you. This is just such an important routine to the two of them, to my little corner of the Strictly community. Like, this was Joe's first 10 and Diane's first 10. Diane's first Blackpool. They got to Blackpool, which is what Joe really wanted to do because he wanted to dance where his nan danced when she danced. I said danced a lot just then. She was in the audience cheering them on. It's Joe's favorite routine they did. Like, oh my gosh, this just means so much to them, and therefore it means so much to me. I did a poll on my Instagram where I put every single routine Diane ever did into a big bracket fight, and this one won out of every single routine she's done, which is like over 60. This was voted as the Diane routine ever. And I think that speaks volumes. You can't ask a Joe and Diane fan what their favorite Blackpool routine is, because you're going to get this every time. This is one of the most beloved routines these two did. One of the most beloved Blackpool routines. I mean, it's not my favorite Blackpool routine, but it is of this series, okay? Not ever. Well, it might be ever. I don't know. There's two others I really like that we won't even talk about for forever. But I'm just so proud of them. And this routine just brings me so much joy and happiness. It's fabulous. It is so, so iconic. It's just all around really, really, really good. God, it's just, oh my gosh, it's so amazing and incredible. So this got an 8 from Craig, because Craig is a hater. And it got a 10 from the rest of the judges. Darcy, Shirley, and Bruno all gave this 10s because they are real. God, I love this quick step. It means so much to me. It has the most iconic quote of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's quick step time here at the Blackpool Tower. I literally have a bracelet that says it. Like, guys, this quick step is so important. Lives were changed. Mine. Okay? Okay. Anyway, we have a dance-off at Blackpool. Ladies and gentlemen, it's dance-off time here at the Blackpool Tower. This dance-off was between Graham and Odie, thank God, for their theater jazz, and Kate and Aliash for their American Smooth, which is the two I put in last. Is this the first time that the two I put in the last on my list ended up in the dance-off together? I don't know. I think it might be, but I could be wrong. So Shirley did not need to come in and make a choice. Everyone chose to save Graham and Odie. And look, I don't remember the second time they did this. Maybe the second time it was super awesome and Graham did a backflip, although I think I would have remembered that. But I think that that's not right. Kate and Aliash just did a better routine. They did a more interesting routine, a more vibrant and fun routine. Like, I know it's not about fun or theming. It's about the technicalities of the moves. But listen, all right? I just think that that's incorrect and that Graham and Odie should have been eliminated and Kate and Aliash should have stayed for their American Smooth. But, you know, it is what it is. And Kate and Aliash are now out of the competition. Womp womp. Indeed. Look, I don't fault Graham and Odie for having a lackluster theater jazz. You had to follow up Fever. This was the next theater jazz after Fever. There's no way it was going to compare, but still, you could have done something better than that. Jeez. Okay, anyway, I'm going to stop now. That is it for Blackpool Week. This is a shorter episode, I know, but as we lose teams, the episodes are going to get shorter and shorter. So that's just how it is. But God, I love Blackpool Week. I could talk about it forever. It's so fantastic and slay and beautiful and iconic. This used to be the last week of Strictly. I don't know if you guys know this. But back in the earlier series, unless I'm just flat out lying, but I know that in, I think, the early series, there was only 8 or 9 teams. So the final was held at Blackpool, which is like why it is so iconic. Unless, again, I'm lying. I'm checking the wiki now. Okay, I can't find anything that says I'm wrong. Don't take my word for that, but I think, should I just cut this part out? I don't know, guys. I could be lying. Let me know in the comments if I am a liar, if I'm literally me when I lie. Anyway, let's end the episode now. Okay, so I can't say keep dancing because that slogan is already taken. So instead, I will say keep schmooving and grooving, my lovely people. I will see you all next week.